The next challenge. You ready for the next challenge? Yeah? We're going to need a SVG to do this challenge. So I'm starting Adobe Illustrator, an SVG, Scalable Vector Graphic. I'm starting Adobe Illustrator. And I'm going to make the SVG for you and then give you the SVG. You got to clean it up. Not going to do your dirty work for you. So I'm going to go to Font Awesome Cheat Sheet. And then inside Font Awesome Cheat Sheet, we have a bunch of different SVGs. And whoa, that's weird. So what SVG would you guys like? I want a tree. So street, here's one tree down there. We only have 2 trees. Well, that doesn't make me happy. So I could go to, well, I guess I'll just do this one for now. All right, so here's a tree. There's my tree. Command C to copy it. And then come into Illustrator, create a new artboard. 500 by 500 pixels. That's good. And then paste. And then select my font and make sure it's Font Awesome. And now I have my tree down there. And I'm going to make this bigger and hold down Shift to constrain proportions. Cool. Get rid of the color deal. And then I'll do Object, Artboards, Fit Artwork to Bounds. But now I want to make sure that my artboard's got a little room, a little breezy on the side. So I'm going to go into Document Setup, Edit Artboards. And inside here, I could turn on some of my little pointers. And then say Artboard Options. And I'm going to add like 20 pixels. And I'm going to constrain proportion. So make that 429. And constrain proportions. Okay, so I got a little space. And it would have been better if I built this on a square. Dang, so I lost my square quality when I shrunk everything in. Whatever. So this will be okay for this one. So then I'm going to do File. You want your SVGs to be in squares if you're going to be putting them next to each other and everything. It works better. Save As, and save it as an SVG. And I'll call this tree. And I will put it in our next challenge, which will be, what's that one? Challenge, header. I don't have a place for it yet, so I'll just put it in my root. I'll put in, yeah, right there. There we go. And then I have my profile, my properties for saving my SVG. These are the ones you want, just for default. Seems like you'd want click responsive, but you don't, because that adds in doesn't add in width and height. But you have your view box. I don't know. And if you don't have that, then you have width and height in there. That's like the difference. See, now we have width and height. You can play with that. And then hit OK. So I have my SVG image. And now I'm going to get that image to you. So I will put it into the GitHub repo. And to do that, come to WebStorm. And I need to make the next challenge 82, which will be like this. Above the fold SVG. And here's the SVG. So I'm going to drop that in there. Cool. And we'll put that into the solution. Actually, we'll put it right here in the challenge, because that'll be part of it. And I need to change the instructions here, so I'm going to update these in a second, and won't make you watch that. But first, I'll do a git add -- all, and git commit -m adds SVG challenge, and then git push. So you can now all download that code, that SVG, off of GitHub. And what you need to do for the challenge is clean up this SVG. And so whatever you do to clean up the SVG code, and then once you've cleaned up the SVG code, use the SVG in a full page above the fold display, and the SVG should take up the entire center of the page. From the bottom of the page up, right? So have it start at the bottom and then show to the top. And so if there's extra space, the extra space is at the top. So that's the challenge. Okay? So basically, full page above the fold, but instead of using an image where the image was in the background, we're going to have an SVG taking up the whole thing. So maybe you put it in the background, maybe you don't. That's a curveball. Probably you will. All right? So instead of a JPEG, you're using an SVG, basically. Okay?